Howdy, it's tubalcain again. This time with episode number 31A of my What Is It series, and this is the question. So look back in about a month to find the answers, and be sure and look down through the comments for a couple of good laughs and some interesting comments, so you might enjoy that as well. And watch the rest in this series. Well, today we have a special guest in the shop, and I'm going to add him to the What Is It? I know it's supposed to be What Is It for mystery tools, but it's mystery items too. Who is this man? And of course this is a caricature of him. Alright, now on to the real stuff. Okay, here's the first item, and it was sent to me by Uma Junk Collector, and he did not give me his real name, but thank you to him for this item, and he sent me something else which I'll show you in another video. And I taped up the manufacturer and the patent number on there, and this is fairly old. It's probably from the 30s or 40s. It looks like a C-clamp, but notice there's a grease zerk right here, and this is adjustable, as is the anvil, if we want to call it that. This is a coarse thread and this is a fine thread, and it's knurled and it's rather nicely made. But what in the world is the purpose of this tool? Here's an interesting item, and it was sent to me by Matt Parker. Thank you, Matt. And he bought it at an auction in a box, and he did not know what it was or is. It's made of aluminum. It almost looks like a plane of some type, and there's an extremely sharp cutting edge there, and he had that well protected in the shipping. A slot and some brass. I don't know if that, these are brass buttons here that are apparently, well, not apparently, they are adjustable with these knurled knobs and there's little springs in there. And this adjusts the depth of the cutter. Obviously it can be used in either direction. The manufacturer's name was on here on both sides, as well as the name of the tool here, which I will show you in the follow-up video. Very nicely made. It appears to be an expensive item. Maybe they're still made, I do not know. So what is that item? Here's a few pictures I took at the power plant, and this will be in an upcoming video. That's me standing on top of a big Fairbanks Morse engine, and there's the generator in the powerhouse, so be sure and watch that when it's available. Here's an interesting item, and it was given to me by Theodore Sikora, and he's out of Wisconsin. I met him at Arnfest here a month ago, and it's about 6 inches long, and mainly what I can tell you about it is that it's a tool used in a certain trade, or possibly I should say a profession. And yes, it looks like a little bit of a scale, and it appears to be made out of Bakelite. I think it's about 80 years old, and it's been in storage most of that time, and there's some information here that is molded right into the base, and I hope that doesn't show up on the video, but I'll show you that a little bit closer at a later time. And these little accessories here came with it. It looks like a little funnel, a black one and a white one, and I guess they just store right there. And this also goes with it, and you can see here that it's adjustable. Oops, I didn't want you to see the names on the little cups there. It's adjustable, I guess, so you can zero it out, and it literally looks like a trough. It reminds me of one of those barometer type woodpeckers or whatever it was we had when we were a kid that would bob up and down. Do you remember those? So what is that interesting item? And thank you, Theodore, for that. And it was very nice meeting you, and I had been in contact with him by email at other times. An interesting man. And he had gone to college at Stout State University, where my father attended in Menominee, Wisconsin. So that was interesting that he had the same alma mater. The next mystery tool is on my phone. It's just a picture. Recently I was on a trip with my wife, just a day trip. We're on the Mississippi River near the Quad Cities, and we made a stop in a small town, and there was a little museum. And in the museum there was a display, needless to say, and there were chisels. This picture is not as good as what I thought it would be, and it looks better here than it does on the video. But the chisels, and you can't tell anything from that one, the chisels have some very weird shapes, and they are like gouge chisels. Yeah, there's a straight one too. Does anyone have an idea what those chisels were used for, in what trade and in what country? I had this tool around the shop for years and years and years, and I've seen different versions of this, and some are different lengths and different diameters, and I've seen some with wooden handles. Oh, this is an iron handle. It must be pretty old, but it has a screw point almost like an auger bit has, and then there are flutes on it. Obviously, you use it like this, but for what purpose? And what is it called? There is a name for it. Alright, you got something to think about. Look over the video, talk it over with your friends, look through the comments, and again, this is What Is It? number 31A, so you're going to be watching for 31B for the answers. Thanks for watching. This is tubalcain saying so long, and I'll see you in my next video.